The gardener, whose heart was a seed. Casimir's world was not made of walls and a roof, but of petals, thorns, and loam. His garden was a symphony of impossible colors and scents that clung to his clothes like a second skin. He spoke to the moon-petal orchids and whispered secrets to the weeping willows, for they were his only family, his truest love. Then came the gray rot. It started as a whisper of ash on a single leaf, a creeping silence that drank the color from the blooms. It spread with a relentless hunger, turning his vibrant sanctuary into a skeletal wasteland of brittle stalks and decaying petals. Casimir's heart withered with every plant that crumbled to dust. At the center of the desolation stood the heart tree, the garden's ancient soul. As its last, bark-like tear fell, its mighty trunk split open. There, nestled in the dying wood, lay a single seed. It was no ordinary seed. It pulsed with a soft, internal light, the last ember of his world's dying fire. In a dust-choked book, bound in root and leather, he found a forbidden rite. The text spoke of a garden reborn not from soil, but from soul. It demanded a vessel of living earth, a heart willing to become a root. The diagrams were grotesque, beautiful, and filled him with a terrible hope. With the cold resolve of a man with nothing left to lose, he prepared. He sharpened the obsidian knife, its edge as dark as the blight that had consumed his world. The night was silent as he stood before a mirror, the glowing seed on a velvet cloth beside him. There was no fear, only a profound and aching love. He carved into his own flesh a furrow for the precious seed. The pain was a distant storm, drowned out by the purpose that thrummed through him. He placed the glowing orb into the raw cavity of his chest, and as his skin closed around it, he felt not an ending, but a terrifying, vibrant beginning. A single, green tendril unfurled against his rib. He stumbled back into the graveyard of his garden as the sun began to rise. A strange lethargy took his limbs, a rootedness he had never known. He watched, fascinated and horrified, as his skin thickened and cracked like bark, and fine, green veins branched across his arms, pulsing with chlorophyll instead of blood. From the prison of his ribs, the garden exploded. Verdant vines burst from his flesh, unfurling with impossible speed. Flowers bloomed from his eyes, and moss cushioned his silent, open mouth. The gray rot receded from his touch, and the air, once thick with the stench of decay, filled with a perfume of agonizing beauty. He could no longer move, no longer speak. He was the silent, watchful heart of his creation. His ribs, now petrified wood, had peeled back like the frame of a greenhouse, displaying the source of the miracle. The seed, now a nexus of light and roots, pulsing in time with a beat that was no longer his own. And so he remains, the gardener whose heart was a seed. He is the trunk of the new heart tree, the trellis for the blood-red roses, the source of the impossible beauty that thrives around him. He is a monument to a love so absolute it consumed him, eternally watching over the garden that was, and is, his own living, beating, and silent flesh.